Welcome back to the Zero Check Podcast. Mike here, as always, joined by my friends. I got Chris over there. Chris.
Yep, I'm waving to everyone, but you can't see that if you're listening.
It's a little bit of visual humor for everybody there, or at least just a visual communication. Donnie, are you good, sir?
Thank God we are getting an intro. That's all I know.
Dear listener, this might not be our first attempt right now. Bill, how are you doing?
Good. I'm good. I just fought Ragnarok, so I'm feeling pretty good about myself.
How many red vines have you had in the last 24 hours?
24 hours, probably about a pound.
Who am I forgetting? Oh, Brad. Brad, I could never forget you.
Oh,
at least not
thanks,
for long.
Mike.
Not for long. Okay. Gentlemen, I've been to Gen Con and back. I had a wonderful time. That's our first agenda item tonight. I have an agenda in my hand. I'm sorry, I've already skipped ahead. Shall I read off the agenda? I've got 4 items on this thing. Can you believe that we've got a lot of podcast business that we need to conduct tonight? Are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go. Are you focused? No. Me neither. Item number 1 is Gen Con 2024 recap. Item number 2, we're going to discuss the Starfinder 2nd edition playtest, which dropped at Gen Con.
Yep.
Got a copy of it here in physical form, and I think you guys have the PDF. Item number 3 was submitted by Donnie. It's called Ogjulinus and Tomton is illegal. I don't like how that sounds, but that's what it's called. And item number 4, of course, is back to the printing press adventure. Should we adopt this agenda, fellas? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Hey.
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye.
None? Okay, good. Gen Con 2024 was an amazing experience. I had a good time. I think I mentioned this before, but I volunteered for 7 games for Paizo. And for those of you, it was a lot. Guys, how fucked was my voice earlier this week?
Yeah.
Sound like a frog.
Pretty bad. Yeah.
It was not good.
You had spoken a lot.
I had spoken a lot. And it was by game number 2, I was already screwed because like you sit there in the Sagamore ballroom and you're just like, a big problem is that you can't hear the GM. So of course, what do you think I do? I just yell my ass off all morning in there, not thinking of my voice at all. By that afternoon, I was already just like, fuck, I've got 6 more of these. But if you do 7 blocks for Paizo, as you know, Paizo will comp your hotel room, put you with a roommate probably, and they'll comp your ticket to Gen Con. So if you're a cheap bastard like me, you can go to Gen Con for just literally the what it takes to travel and feed yourself. And that's what I did. And it was fantastic. Had some really great tables. And I was roommates with another podcaster, the Rise of the Rule Lord podcast, which I think he's like, I mean, I'd listened to his stuff before. He's a cool guy. So Pete, Rumi, I miss you a little bit. I miss you already. I've slept. I do. I miss him. I do. You know what? I've got a soft spot for that man. I do like him. Yeah. I think he and I bonded over milkshakes one night.
I'm glad you guys bonded.
Fellas, I've already shared this with you, but it was crazy coincidence. I don't know what the odds were. I suspect low. But I met some listeners to our podcast at Gen Con. 2 of the people that I met are the 2 dudes that submitted listener NPCs. It was kind of crazy. So shout out to Cord from Durham, North Carolina, who created Tenru the Hunter, and Bill from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, that created Gorza Bloodstone. Just crazy.
That's pretty awesome.
They were both there, and I ran into them both separately, and I was able to apologize to Bill for getting his deity wrong on Gorza Bloodstone. Have I ever told this to you guys, that Gorza Bloodstone was submitted as a Saren Ray worshiper, and then in the moment I forgot and then decided he needed to have a longsword, so I changed it to him worshiping Iomade.
Yes. Yeah, I do
remember the Iomade.
Yes.
thing.
So I don't know. Yeah. And then Cord. Cord was great. He's taller than me. He's a tall guy. I was just like, my God. But they were both really nice. They were good dudes. So, hey, thanks guys for listening. It was good to meet you guys and hang out a little bit. So that's kind of my recap, fellas. Should we go to Gen Con next year? Do you guys want to do that?
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah.
I already
Okay.
put it in the calendar already.
Bill, can you get us some kind of what is it called? A bed and breakfast? What is it?
Airbnb.
Yeah,
A bed and breakfast, just a regular
I was
bed
thinking
and
just a
breakfast.
regular bed and breakfast. Can you get us a bed and breakfast?
Get us a great deal on that Airbnb thing.
Yeah, I mean, everybody here has Google. Fucking whoever feels like getting Airbnb, feel free.
We all know that Mike can't scroll up, so that requires that.
Let's move on. We got too much to cover tonight. Fellas, would you like to discuss Starfinder Second Edition playtest?
Oh
Yes,
boy.
Boy, would I.
Please.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how hyped are you for the Starfinder Second Edition playtest?
Oh, that's close to a 9.
It's a natural 1.
We're rolling for it.
That's about right,
Let me
Brad.
continue asking you some questions. Fellas, have we discussed as a group whether we should record ourselves playing the Starfinder Second Edition playtest adventure?
I believe we have.
Yes.
Have we discussed this?
It has been
And have we
discussed.
reached a decision, fellas, on whether we want to do this or not?
I believe we
Yes,
have.
sir, we have.
Yeah.
And what is the decision that we've reached?
It's a hard yes.
It's a yes, it is. It's a turgid yes, I think. Yes, we want to do it. All five of us are in.
All 5.
Yeah, there are 5 of us.
And I'll tell you what we're thinking of doing, dear listener. We are thinking of not delaying the Kingmaker campaign, by the way. This campaign is our most important thing that we're doing. But we are thinking about concurrently releasing Starfinder playtest episodes sort of as limited series. You know, I've had a very brief look at the playtest adventure, like as in just to see how long it was. It's split into like 3 chapters. Kind of thinking that every chapter might take us, 6 to 8 episodes. So our thinking right now is that we release each chapter as sort of a limited series and take a break. And the other interesting news is that we're toying with, and I think we've reached a decision point on Chris. Chris is going to GM the Starfinder stuff for us. Woo!
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Chris.
Hey, that's all right. I'll put up with you guys and hopefully it won't kill anyone.
Now, Chris, you were my first game master, so this feels right to me.
I'm excited to see Mike's characters always in the front.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
No matter what. And then skip his turn.
skip my turn. That's right. Yeah, you'll see. I'll buy you an initiative tracker.
You'll never use it.
Look, we're very excited about it. We my mentality with this entire podcast is let's be useful to people. For people that want to run Kingmaker, that are running Kingmaker. I like to think of this as a useful resource. Maybe our experiences and our goofs during the Starfinder playtest will be useful too. Maybe the Paizo folks will listen to it as well and realize they'll have to analyze whether we are dumb or whether their rules are dumb. Probably it's going to be us. So that's what I have for you on that, gang. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
That sounds pretty unanimous to me. Item number 3, Donnie, what's going on with Ogjulinus and Tomton?
Well, I got to be honest. There's more research to be done. Maybe a little hasty, but I wanted to get it out here and at least talk through it before somebody else did. In the remaster, I don't think Lore Master as an archetype dedication is available anymore. And so it's kind of a key component.
That's like what Og does.
Og. It kind of is. Like it's if you think of Ogjulinus and Tomton, it's pretty much that. So I got to see what that. I know there's some, if it's not ratted out, right, it's still probably valid, even though it's legacy content. So I just want to research and know more. But yeah,
so
something may have to hop into
Lore Master is pre-master. Pre-master, not remaster. It's pre-master Lore Master.
It's not remaster Lore Master.
It's pre-master.
Pre-master Lore
Pre-master again.
Yeah.
You could
Right.
probably RP it that with the greater knowledge of Jubilost that you don't really need to do the Lore Master checks anymore.
Really?
I think
That's a possibility. I don't see it happening, but it is certainly
I've
a
always thought
possibility.
of Jubilost as the key to Ogjulinus and Compton.
Is that? Do you think like they were just like the two? They have 2 heart pendants, right? But it's a half each, and maybe they're being reunited now, and it just says best friends.
Are they brothers?
Do you think? No, it's not. I'm sorry, it's on his character sheet, so I guess that can't.
Oh, it's
It's
not
not on
there.
the sheet.
I suppose you're in charge of the
On the
aspects of Ogjulinus and Compton. Well, I'm sorry, Lore Master has been deemed
Yeah.
pre-master instead of remaster.
Yeah, so like I said, I got to do some research and know for sure. But yeah, I'll let you know.
Well, we had discussions offline that Sirio's Phoenix Bloodline also has not been brought forward, or rather has not been remastered yet. See, I think this is the difference, I think, between Chris and Donnie as people, okay? Donnie is an ask permission. Chris is an ask forgiveness. Because Chris, you were going to lay back in the cut, throw in your rejuvenating flames for the rest of for the next 14 levels, right? I mean,
absolutely. Yeah, plus level 6, you get a new bloodline, whatever. And yeah, I took that and that would pop up and it'd be fun.
Use them both.
I'm okay with Lore Master staying in the game personally, Donnie.
Well, see what happens is I remember one point that Bash had used a spell that was actually
third party
rare, and had, or it was third party, and I hadn't cleared it, and then a few episodes later, things happened, and then we met Utala. So I just want to get out in front of any contentious potential things that might cause me issues down the line.
Written out of the show.
I don't know. I just I see patterns and trends sometimes. I just don't.
You used a third party spell on Bash Clan.
You didn't even have a boon for that.
You did have a boon.
Yeah.
Wow. I did. I guess if I knew that fact at one point, I forgot it as time went on.
You brought it up. I think like the next episode.
I did.
Was like our intro.
Yeah.
Do have you guys ever pulled an episode from like the 30s or the 40s and listened to it? Because I have no memory of these. Like I will pop it open, and just, be like, what the, I can't believe I said that,
I was listening to something, I can't remember what episode it was. And there was a conversation and in my head, I was like, oh, that'd be a smart ass comment to say. And then I 2 seconds later fucking said it. I was like, all right, I am
nothing if not consistent.
I am nothing but not predictable.
Wow.
You know yourself.
Well, Donnie, I don't know that Ogjulinus and Tompton is illegal. I think maybe he's legal, or at least he's pre-legal. Wait, now that's not right either. I don't know. Can we just... I don't know, fellas.
Why don't we just go to the next agenda item and we'll...
You guys want to get back to the adventure? Should we table the discussion?
Let's table this one.
This will be old business.
Table the discussion.
All right, fair enough. Fellas, you are here in the abandoned ancient dwarven settlement that provided an encampment site for these horrible, horrible ogres, all 3 of them or 4 of them or whatever. To reorient you and our dear listeners, you are tracking Linzi's mistake, I guess you could say. This what is this? What is it? A printing press. She Bill, what did she do? You can go ahead, sir.
She took some initiative and liberated some funds from the kingdom.
Yeah.
Liberated the funds from the kingdom to buy a piece of equipment to help make the quality of life better in Fort Trand.
All right. And that's what we're going with. She did that. Okay. But then it all went wrong. Printing press. We all know this story. We all know why you're here. You have reason to believe that the printing press is here because you followed the ogre tracks to this place and you have cleared out these ogres and you guys are in rough shape, as I recall. How many health points does Amiri have? Like 5?
Amiri has 5 HP. Am I drained? Yeah. No, I'm fatigued.
Fatigued.
Yes.
Fatigued.
Mitch is sickened too.
Oh my God.
He's kind of behind a tree right now trying to puke his.
Mitch is vomiting in the corner.
Oh, hey, did we ever figure out what this ogre's name was? I know he was like, does he have a wallet on him?
He was named, wasn't he?
Did he drop his wallet?
Yeah.
Got his driver's license
roll
in there
a
somewhere.
perception check.
Do you have his grocery store card?
1.
It's a 28 for Mitchell.
Oh, that's pretty good. You don't see a wallet, though. I mean, that's what you're doing. You're searching for identification.
Is it maybe, is he wearing like a loincloth or underwear that's maybe embroidered?
So, Mitchell, are you looking at this? I didn't think this is what we were doing tonight, but sure. So does Mitchell go over and look at
I'm just like patting him down.
The ogre boss's underwear?
I'm not going through his underwear, no, but I'm definitely taking a look at like his belongings.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he's got an ogre hook and he's got, skins of thylacines and stuff, and he's got his recipe for his stew that he makes. He's got a recipe on his person.
You got a recipe? This is an ogre that
Does
likes
anyone here
to
speak ogre?
Yeah.
Hold on. Is that an actual language? Ogre?
Maybe giant.
Yeah, they probably speak Jotun.
I mean, he speaks Jotun.
1 second. Ogres speak Jotun. Yep. Yeah, it's in Jotun.
Yeah.
All right. So here's what the recipe says. Okay. He starts with a plant-based broth. Okay.
Very nice.
That's surprising.
They don't. So it's a bunch of vegetables. Okay. Into the pot, boil 10 hours. Okay.
Jesus.
Water from a river or a lake, but not the ocean. He says this is important. What? That's what he says.
It's funny because ogres are stupid. And of course, it's important to use salt water.
I like. Did the ogre have parentheticals in his instructions,
Mike? Yes. Okay, a bunch of grass goes in there, mushrooms, things. If you can find human town veg, you can put that in there. Boil it for a long time. Throw rabbits in whole, and then skim off fur as it comes undone from the carcasses.
Ew.
Boil 10 hours. Okay. And
this dude overcooks the shit out of his food.
What are you talking about? Ogres have a sensitive stomach.
Learned how to cook?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Why are we talking about this? I have no idea. You asked.
I just want to know what his fucking name was. Because you said he was named.
Well, yeah, but so I guess you'd need a culture check.
Oh my God. I don't care anymore. I don't care.
We don't care.
Fuck it. I don't. Doesn't need
What
a
about a
name.
lore master check? You think maybe maybe Og has heard of this guy? Let's see. How about a total of 23?
Lindsay's going to pull out her bottle of bourbon and just start drinking.
It's part of Linzi tonight. We played by Bill. Yeah, you know his name. You've heard of a stew boiling ogre around these parts.
Stew boiling that has a recipe for stew.
Yeah, you've heard of a stew boiling ogre around these parts.
Named Stuart?
No. No. His name is His name is Clorox. That's his name.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's his name.
Why can't he be stew boiling? That's a much better name.
I don't know.
And he's got a gimmick too.
Look,
Lindsay's going to walk over and do a medicine check on a Mary.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we got to do some healing.
Yeah,
the DC 21, or are you not good enough?
Yeah.
Oh, I just rolled a 19, but I don't have any plus to anything. Do I?
You don't have.
If you don't
if you don't have tools, you can't do it.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, no, it's the regular one, Chris.
Well, is Lindsay trained in medicine?
Fuck no.
Then she can't treat wounds, bro.
She is useless.
Amiri will treat herself.
Og's trained.
I was going to say Mitch is trained as well.
Well, I'm going to go fucking do some art lore. Look at a fucking tree.
Can you transcribe that last battle?
What's that stupid spell called? Yes, I can. Transcribe conflict. Let me get my pen and paper out. I'll write a dirge real quick.
God. How's Amiri's medicine check going over there?
Yeah, rolled 18, add 11, so 29.
Nice. Well, whatever DC you were rolling against, go for it. Yeah, whatever you're getting back there, dude.
Yeah, what's the DC? Is that 48?
If you're an expert in medicine, you can instead attempt a DC 20
so
check.
I just did the normal one.
2d8. Oh no, 48 because you crit.
1121.
Oh my God.
Fucking yes.
That's awful.
I think Mitch is going to kind of see Amiri struggling and just give her one of his healing potions.
Lindsay's also going to give him a healing potion.
Yep. I've got a lesser elixir of life, which is 3d6 plus 6.
I'm going to let you guys roll those because it's not happening.
Chris, you got 9 back from me.
16 from Mitch, and you get a +1 to saving throws against disease and poison for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
All right. Mary's at 34. Bill, can you come in and burn those soothe spells? Just knock those out too.
Og's got to get some healing in too. So
fellas, it seems to me like you're not going to rest. Is this what I'm hearing? I'm kind of chilling out here, but it seems as though you're healing up Amiri and you're pressing on. And to orient the folks at home, there is a structure in this camp that is not broken down and destroyed. And it almost is kind of like this domed kind of bunker looking thing with a kind of a spout coming out the side and a big stone double door.
I kind of also feel like Linzi had not seeing Eobald here right yet. Like we recognize that none of the body parts were his.
Right. He's got very specific leg hair.
She's got to be like thinking that he's in there or, something. We got to check that out. So I don't think we could sit here and just piss off, a couple hours without her like opening the door.
So what's the plan then for Amiri? Because she's pretty
I just gave her another 20 because I burned those 2 soothes.
Oh, damn.
So that leaves me
so I'm at 54, but I'll be fine. Amiri's tough.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull another healing potion out and just hand it to Amiri and tell her not to drink it just yet, in case we need it.
All right.
Mike, I burned what potions I had in medicine check, and I'm back up to like half.
Okay.
So I'm up to 56.
Okay. Well, good.
So I think I'm good.
All right, I'm just going to approach this structure. Before I go in, I'd like to check for traps or anything interesting in the entryway.
What a good dungeon delver you are. Just roll your perception check.
That is a 9.
Okay. It looks all right.
It's a natural 1 again.
It looks good. It looks pretty good.
I'm gonna roll.
No, Mitchell looks at you.
Yeah.
It's good.
He turns and he looks at you and says, "It looks great."
I want to look at the walls and the ceiling and the door and like, what does it look like? What do I see?
Why would you do that knowing that Mitchell's on top of it?
I'm opening this door, man.
All right, fuck it. Open the door. Let's go.
I love this
Og's
door.
excited. Og saw the go ahead for Mitch, and he's ready.
All right.
The old Mitch go ahead is what you got.
Let me get my blur spell ready.
Oh yeah, we did not it on Linzi's spell slots. I think after those 2 soothes, you've got 1 second level spell.
One second level,
shit.
and it's going to be what's it? Argatory, Augury. What's that?
Augury.
Yeah, what's that do?
It looks into the future.
Fuck yeah, that's what we're doing.
Mitch, are you still sickened?
Who, Mitch?
Well, I'm sure you've vomited by now.
Yeah, I was puking while I was giving potions out. So.
Okay. I'm sure I'll give you those.
All right, let's go. Run it.
Mitch
We going in?
goes ahead and confidently pushes the door that pulls open.
You got to roll an athletics check because that door's not moving very well, man.
Okay. All right. 28.
Oh, that's good. So it makes a lot of noise as you open this thing up.
Open out or in? Does it pull in or out?
It's there's like a big stone hewn handle that pulls out toward you, but like the doors were kind of slightly kind of off their track. Almost it looked like, just they're so old. I mean, these are ancient rock hewn structures. In fact, you're perplexed as to how the dwarves that built this, how did they carve this stone door with like an operating hinge mechanism also made out of stone? You know what I'm saying? Like how do you do that? It's unbelievable craftsmanship. But yeah, I mean, it makes this like big scraping sound as you open it up. And here's what you see. This is the bunker entrance. Intricate stone carvings of dwarves standing over a rocky landscape holding their hands up to the sky cover the walls of this room. There are stone doors to the east and to the west. Now you guys have just come through the west door. There's an east door that now lies in front of you. The wall to the east has been shaped to make its door appear to be a massive portal built into the side of a mountain. On the ceiling, carvings of clouds surround a brightly glowing circle in the center that bathes the room in light. As you look up, there's like a light source in this room. There's no windows in here. Like you would expect if you closed the door behind you, you'd be cast into pitch black. Now there is a light source in this room. It appears to be a small gem, like the size of a small like pond stone or like a dice or something that's hanging from a fine chain, a chain like you'd wear around you'd wear as jewelry. And the stone, though small, emits like a powerful light. It's sort of an interesting sight, given that you're used to something larger, like a torch emitting this level of light.
It's shiny. Amiri's jumping up and grabbing it.
Okay. Yeah, you do.
It's just like hanging. It's like just hanging from the ceiling.
It's like a chain. There's like a small chain that's affixed to the stone. And then that chain is then affixed to the ceiling. And then there's like carvings of clouds in the ceiling that kind of emanate around the stone. It casts really interesting shadows up onto the ceiling, given that the stone is lower than the carvings. But yeah, Amiri, you're able to jump up, snatch it. And the ceiling is about 15 feet high, by the way. So you're able to jump up, barely reach up, snatch it. She hangs for just the briefest of moments before she comes down to the ground with the stone in her hand, and it still glows brightly.
Boom, necklace.
Wow.
It's bling.
Yeah. And so she's wearing this thing around. And she goes, "Hey guys, do you know what this is?" Because I sure don't know, but it's awesome.
What do you want for that to find out what that is?
Arcana.
Is that a Arcana? Yeah, I don't know. It's a pretty low roll, but Mitch has a 17 Arcana.
Yeah, that's sufficient. Okay, so you know of a spell called Everlight. That is, it is a second level arcane. Really, it's on any spell list I'm looking at here. It's arcane, divine, occult, or primal spell list. It's a 3-action touch. The range on this spell is touch. It targets a gemstone worth 6 gold pieces or more. The gemstone you touch glows. This is the effect, spreading a bright light with a color of your choice in a 20-foot radius and a dim light for the next 20 feet. The spell ends immediately if the gemstone upon which it is cast is broken. Okay. The duration on this spell is unlimited or into perpetuity. So it could be that hundreds, if not thousands of years ago, some dwarf cast Everlight on this gem and hung it here.
That's really cool. And there's no way to know, like, it could have been 2 hours ago or it could have been 200 years ago.
You don't know.
No idea to know, or no way to know.
It's unknowable.
It's a dwarven glow stick.
It is a dwarven glow stick, except if you, instead of breaking it to turn it on, if you break it, it turns it off.
To turn it off. Aha.
Oh my.
Aha. Yeah, there's a door in front of you, and it looks, again, it's kind of carvings here meant to make it look like a portal to like another realm or something. Do we recognize any of the scenes, or make a
lore master
culture
maybe?
check or lore master check if you're a pre-master.
I have art lore.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know what? Everybody
a
just
useful
stop
lore.
Stop.
Lindsay, Bill.
Fucking a 1. God damn it.
This is Baroque, man. She doesn't know. She doesn't know Dwarven. You know what? We're going to whip a little more character into Lindsay. Lindsay thinks that Dwarven art is horseshit. She does not like it.
She does not appreciate it.
She doesn't appreciate it. She doesn't think it's real. She's like, why don't you go miners?
If a lore master check will work, I rolled a natural 19 for a total of 31.
Illegal.
Yeah.
31? Oh my God. You think
12.
back about 500 years, you heard of a band of dwarves that tried to settle in the Stolen Lands, and their attempt ended in abject disaster and catastrophe. Disastrophe is how it ended. And this has got to be them. You know, not much is known about what happened to them or why they perished. But this appears to have been their go at it, and this art here confirms it. These are dwarves. These are them. You found them, and the ogres used to live here. What was his name? Clorox, the ogre. He used to live here.
Clorox.
He's dead now.
He is dead.
So I guess we need to go in this door. We want to check it for traps, or
I already did. It's fine.
Mitch's check covered that too.
It was fine.
Guys, come on. What are you waiting for? Let's go. And
It's the old Mitch go ahead.
I'm stepping right in.
I might give her just a little perception check.
Sure, give her just a little.
Once over on that
something,
door. Total of 18.
Yeah, it looks all right. Looks all right.
Og looks back expectantly. You want me to open this?
Yeah.
All right.
He's with us tonight.
No?
I feel like there's a weird vibe with our dungeon crawling. Are we okay, fellas? Are we
Great.
doing all right? Yeah, we feeling all right?
Thought so.
Are you feeling apprehensive about the future? Okay, fine. So you open the door, and here's what you see. The stone walls of this octagonal chamber are adorned with bas-relief carvings of dwarves taking various actions within a region of forested hills.
Shitty carvings, by the way.
What are they doing here? Oh, here it is. Hunting for food. Oh, building villages. The soundtrack from Witness with the barn raising is playing right now.
Oh, Jesus.
And much more. Like the entrance room, the ceiling is carved with images of clouds surrounding a glowing disc of light. A similar gem hangs down from the one that Amiri just liberated. A door to the north provides access to a narrow, closed-off section of the room. The chamber itself is relatively empty, containing a few broken-down remnants of wooden furniture, as if someone had tried to set this chamber up to serve as some sort of meeting hall, only to later abandon it, leaving the chairs and the benches to fall apart over the years. Several much more recent-looking crates, many of them stained with blood, are stacked near the wall to the east. These are undoubtedly crates that were taken from the caravan. And you even see the sort of the Pataxian customs stamps on it, you know. And one of them says, be gentle, or with this, or what does it say? What is
Fragile.
it? Fragile. It says fragile. Yeah, sorry. But that's what it says. Fragile.
I think be gentle is better.
Be gentle. That's what they say. Be gentle. I believe what I said was be gentle with this. It's stamped on these crates.
Things are different in Patax.
They got a lot more ink there, so they use more words.
Clearly, they're trying to sell us a fucking printing press.
I use more word when less word do trick. You know, that's the. Anyway. You guys know what I'm going to say. What do I always say in a case like this? I describe the room, I tell you what's in the room, and then I go, but that's not what gets your attention. What really gets your attention is the fucking cage in the middle of the room. Let me reveal a little token to you guys. It's Eobald. There he is. He's here.
Eobald.
He's crouched down in a small little like 3x3 cage. I'm talking like dog kennel situation. Okay. And this cage looks like it's sort of been crafted hastily using like the metal rivets that kind of were used to lock down these crates. Like it's a weird looking kind of thing. And there's just not an immediate way to like get him out of there. It's kind of like he's just sort of almost sort of cocooned in this like metal cage. And when I say the word cage, we all naturally think it's like a square or a cube and a cube cage. No, not this. It's almost like he's down in like in like a fetal pose, lying on his side with like metal. You know, he's got some room to move around, but I mean, he's basically kind of he's caged. He's kind of caged and tied up, kind of a combination of both. But you recognize, I got a little art for this guy, which I think I've shown you before offline. But he looks good. Well, he looks good when he's not, when he hasn't.
He doesn't have that big smile. What's his hair look like?
His hair's looking all right still. But good. You know, look, I mean, I like to make you guys laugh as much as possible. There's nothing funny about poor Eobald here. He is in terrible shape. He is injured. He has what appear to be broken bones. He is a wizard by trade, no spell book in sight. And as you open the door, the sound kind of rouses him a little bit, and he twists his head slightly to open one of his two eyes. And he sees Linzi, Bill, I imagine, maybe rushing toward him. And he just kind of moans a little bit, just like, someone roll a medicine check.
It's a 24 for Mitch.
So you go to him, I assume, with that?
Yeah. I want to just see if I can help him.
You go to him. He's got 1 HP. He is drained 4. He is fatigued. Obviously has not had a night's sleep in days and days. At this point, you estimate that he's been in ogre captivity for a week, you know?
Wow.
But let me tell you this. We talked a lot about ogres a couple episodes ago. There's not necessarily signs that he's been tortured. It more appears that he was injured in a battle and then was put into this cage without any regard for his life. He's just sort of been like locked here. And with his inability to move around or to care for himself, he's deteriorating. And you're not certain how much longer he's going to last. He moans at you again. He begins kind of flexing his hands. And as he flexes his hands, he's like, this guy is so messed up right now that as he moves his hands, you watch as like all around his joints, his skin just opens up. And like he is like, he can barely move. He's so like dehydrated and just.
So we know magic. Could we heal this guy?
Well, I was going to
let's heal this guy quick now.
I was going to run in there and drop a healing potion and a flask of water in the cage.
Well, so you
don't drop it in the cage, like pour it in him.
So you begin.
Well, I don't know how close I can get to him.
Well, you can get right to the cage. And I even imagine Linzi beginning to engage in this process. What I need from Linzi and everybody is a perception check right now.
Ooh. 30.
Ooh.
Oh, natural 20.
Oh my gosh. How's everybody doing on this? Can anyone beat 30?
Oh, I think just tell us what the 30 sees, Mike. For the perception check.
Well, here's
you don't need to know what all of us see, right?
Well, so the 30 belonging to Linzi. Well, what does the natural 20 give Mitch is what I need to know.
It's just 28.
Oh. Linzi's 30. Okay, so Bill, Linzi is there. She's in front of Eobald. She's got a potion in one hand. She's got a flask of water in the other. She's beginning to pour them both at the same time toward him. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just kind of visualizing.
Mixing a drink.
She's mixing a drink. Yeah. You got your shaker out. You're going to shake it up. You hear movement in the room and you hear it up above you, like a flapping of wings or something, kind of a situation like that. Like a fellas, we are into a combat situation where and we're going to step into the meta for a moment for this to make sense. We have combatants using their stealth to roll initiative right now. You don't see anybody obvious, but Linzi, you have one initiative and you get the feeling that something is wrong. But with that knowledge, you have the wisdom to nevertheless reach your decision first. And you do reach your decision first. And what do you do? We're in rounds right now. But fellas, so what do we got? We got 30 for Linzi. What do we got? Was it 28 for Mitchell?
Yep.
Og.
23.
23. Now that's not bad. How did Amiri do?
24.
Oh, that's not bad too. That's slightly better. That's 5% better than what Donnie rolled. Jubilost. Oh God damn it, Jubilost. He did bad. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Form a stratagem over that.
Strategize this.
He's a smart guy, but wise he is not. Bill, I will give you 3 actions right now.
All right. So how far up is the ceiling?
15 feet.
All right. So Linzi, hearing fluttering above, she's going to assume whatever it is above her, right?
That from the sounds of it, yeah.
So she's going to look up and cast Soundburst directly above her head.
Whoa, what is Soundburst?
What is that?
And by the way, now hold on just a second, because that is like amazing. Okay, so she hears it just like boom up above. I'm sorry, I'm geeking out over here, Bill. What is Soundburst?
Soundburst is a cacophonous noise blast that blasts out, dealing 2d10 sonic damage. Each creature must attempt a fortitude save in a 10-foot burst.
So she shoots a 10-foot burst over her head.
So it goes. I'm shooting it at the ceiling. It is a 30-foot range. So it's going to go to the ceiling and burst out 10 feet in, like, I would assume a globe, because it's sound.
Yep. Yeah.
And then whatever was within 10 feet of that area above my head is going to get hit.
All right. So a couple things happen. Okay. So you do this thing, right?
Does Mitch get caught by that?
Well, I was thinking maybe Linzi would have the presence of mind to keep it above the party, right? I mean, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Sure. Okay.
Well, that's why I asked how high up it was, because if it's 15 feet up, it's going to miss the party by 5 feet shooting down.
So you're thinking that there are combatants that are fluttering above you. You position a sound burst above you. It's a 10-foot burst?
Yes.
Okay. And you have caught a non-zero amount of combatants in the sound burst.
Yay!
So it's 2d10.
I think I get a fort save or something.
Yeah,
Fort
so
save,
it's
yeah.
2d10 sonic damage. Do
Roll
I add
that.
anything to that?
Roll that out. I don't believe you do.
Okay. 8 and 8. 16.
Jesus.
Yeah.
16 damage.
And if they're bats, they're really confused.
Yeah, is there any deafness or anything associated with it?
Let's see. Critical success or critical save is the creature's unaffected. Success takes half damage. Failure takes full damage, is deafened for 1 round. Critical failure, creature takes double damage, is deafened for 1 minute and stunned for 1 minute.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God.
Stunned 1. Sorry, stunned 1.
Good to know. Now, I'm in the habit of awarding hero points after my time at Gen Con. Bill, if I had a hero point to award you, I would do it with that, but I don't have one, so I'm not going to do it. But I will give you your third action, which you're also entitled to.
I'm just going to move back out here.
Oh, you run away from Eobald?
Yeah.
Oh my God. You remember those like Telltale games? Little message appears on the screen. Eobald will remember this.
Yes.
I don't care. I gave him a healing potion. Fucking, he can drink it.
Yeah, I guess you would have had to drop what was in your hands to do that casting. Okay, so Linzi, sound burst out of the room. Mitchell, you're up.
My God. So we hear this like fluttering. Then there's a sonic fucking boom from Shorty over here.
Yes, and by the way,
Next to me.
that reverberates and echoes. There's a cool acoustic going on in this domed room as well.
Right.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Oh. And so that's all Mitch sensed was just the fluttering and then the spell being cast. And now he's standing here without.
You can hear the wings too. People, they're flying around up there for sure.
I know they're just overhead is all I know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. First action, I've got 1 sword out. I'll use the free hand to rev up my armor. That's a natural 1.
Uh-oh.
On the...
What happens if you
check.
critically fail an overdrive
I know.
check?
I got to look that up real quick. I've never done this before. Join me.
Episode 95 is
Join
when
me.
Brad rolled a natural 1 on overdrive.
On overdrive. Critical failure. Whoops. Something explodes. You take fire damage equal to your level. And you can't use overdrive again for 1 minute as your gizmos cool down and reset.
Well.
Cool.
All right.
Neat.
So I will assign you 6 points of damage.
I will sign that to myself. Thank you very much.
Sorry, I apologize. I didn't mean to overstep there.
So I can't overdrive anymore. So yeah, you see Mitch flailing, like a little flame puffs out of his suit. Second action, I'm going to grab my second sword. And third action, not seeing any other threat, I'm going to stab Eobald.
Oh.
Just kidding.
Oh my.
I'm going to move. I'm going to get out of the doorway. So I'm going to move kind of past Eobald to the back of this room.
Into the room. Into the back of the room. Very cool.
Yep. And that's it.
Okay. A creature appears fluttering in the air and casting.
Ooh.
And here's what he looks like. We're going to call him Combatant A. He's fluttering up there. This one, he doesn't look to be in the range of the soundburst. This little creature up here, he's kind of, he's small sized. He's got kind of a papery, waxy yellow skin, yellow glowing eyes, couple horns, long ears, thin little wings, little funky little feet, little hands casting like crazy. And he sits there and he casts for the duration of his turn. And then in the space under him and to the right appears a unicorn.
What?
Sweet.
A unicorn.
Oh my, look at that's a pink unicorn.
A pink
What
unicorn.
in the world?
A beautiful pink unicorn appears in the room. And that's what happens, okay? Amiri, it's your turn.
All right, how far away is this thing from me?
Well, it looks to be about 5 feet away from you. Now, the creature is fluttering above you as well, but you can walk into that space and stand underneath that creature to then reach the unicorn if that's what you want to do.
I kind of want to hit the creature.
Oh, you can reach the creature up there. He's 15 feet high. I would assume, he's not like right up against the ceiling. Well, if he were to get right up against the ceiling, he might be out of Amiri's range.
Yeah, but he would have been hit by the sound burst then.
Well, the sound burst with it being a 10-foot burst, I interpreted that as down here more in this area. So it did hit some combatants, but didn't happen to hit that combatant. Would a 15-foot flying 15 feet off the ground, would that be out of range for Amiri? I mean, she stands 6 feet tall.
Yeah, so she's in a cube, and then there's an empty cube, and then a cube above that is where this thing would be.
Yeah.
And to the right, so it's far away. So Amiri, with the remaster, she is already raging.
Oh, right. She's already remastered. Amiri, that's right. Other news. I'm sorry, off agenda item. Amiri has been remastered. Okay, back to the game.
All right. And so she is going to skirt around and climb on top of Eobald's cage. And swing at this fluttering thing.
If I could give you a hero point, I would. You are able to do this. Eobald is like shaking and stuff down here, and he's looking at Amiri's feet. Go ahead.
Yep. And so while she's doing that, she releases one hand from the sword, and with her combat climber and what's the other thing? Raging athlete. She has a climb speed. So she shimmies right up there and swings at this thing.
Oh my god! My hype went from 7 to 10 just then.
Badass.
And that is a 31.
Okay, a 31. We call that a hit.
All right, rolling some damage. That is 19 slashing.
19 slashing damage to combatant A. I congratulate you on that badass move.
And then with the last action, she's going to jump off of the cage and hug the south wall.
Okay, interesting. Good move. Okay, that's going to bring us to Ogjulinus and Tomton.
And he is going to delay until after Jubilost.
Okay. All right.
After you, good sir.
Another one of these creatures materializes out of invisibility up and next to Mitchell.
Oh boy.
Begins casting. At the conclusion of his casting, another unicorn appears in the room. Unicorns A and B, and they're angry unicorns. A unicorn is a beautiful animal, but not these. They've got like bloody horns. I don't know. That sounds wrong. Everything I say sounds wrong tonight, but that's what they are. This one's also pink. They're all pink unicorns everywhere. That's what happens. Not making this up. I'm not just making this up. Okay.
No, I see it. It's in roll 20.
Sounds very grounded in reality. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't want to ask for more homework, but don't summon creatures get to fulfill their turn?
I don't
after they're summoned.
Think so. Oh God. Let me read the summon trait. Let's see here. What does it say? Spells with the summon trait can conjure creatures, typically ones with a particular trait. Such creatures can be found in Monster Core and similar books. Unless noted otherwise, the creature must be common. It gains the summoned trait, and it must appear in an unoccupied space in range large enough to contain it. I think that they just have to be commanded. Now, it takes 3 actions to summon a creature, so there's no action left over to command the creature. So my interpretation is that next round they'll sustain and begin commanding the unicorns. That's what I think. Chris, is that your?
Yeah. So when Syria was summoning, like the Mitflit in the Ogre Keep, I was able to get 2 action. The Mitflit could move. Now I don't know if this is like a spell. They're casting the spell, or if this is an ability they have. I don't.
It is. I will tell you that they are casting Summon Fae right now.
I mean, so, if it's how it behaved earlier, yeah, those they'd get 2 actions.
So the summoned trait says this: a creature called by a spell or effects gains the summoned trait. A summoned creature can't summon other creatures, create things of value, or cast spells that require a cost. It has the minion trait. Immediately when you finish casting the spell, the summoned creature uses its 2 actions for that turn. A spawn or other creature generated from okay, hey, you know what? When you guys are right, you're right. Okay, so I guess Amiri must have gotten out of the way in time for these unicorns for Unicorn A to not mess with her. So I think what we're going to do is this. I think let's go ahead and let Unicorn A take its actions now, and then Unicorn B will take his actions, and then we'll move on. So Unicorn A is going to run toward Amiri. So it's just, okay, that's what happens. And that unicorn is going to try to horn you. Amiri horn attack plus 12. Total of 23.
Oh, yeah, with the fatigued and my clumsy, that hits.
Okay. D10 plus 4 piercing plus a D4 of spirit damage.
Spirit
God.
Let's see.
Heal me, D4.
12 damage to Amiri. Okay. Now, Unicorn B, now we're back in the correct order here. Unicorn B has spawned in melee with one Mitchell Lucius Groning. So Unicorn B is going to try to horn this guy. So here comes the D20 roll for the horn. This guy. Let's see. 20 total on this attack roll.
That's a miss.
He's going to follow it up with an agile hoof attack. You can just imagine this pink hoof coming at you. Pink hoof.
It's trying to stomp you.
Plus
I
8.
don't like this at all.
Let's see. No, that's not going to work either. Okay, so that brings us back to, it's Combatant C's turn.
What is going on here? This is like a little party room.
This is mayhem.
He appears up in the sky 5 feet north of Amiri, and you guessed it, he summons a unicorn. Yeah, that was a sigh of guys having fun. That unicorn acts twice. He's going to try to horn Amiri at a plus 12. Natural 1. So that's going to miss Amiri.
Failure.
And then a hoof at a plus 8. 23.
Yep, 23 is my AC.
D8 plus 4. You're going to be all right. 7 damage to Amiri. And that's going to bring us to Jubilost Narthropple. Unless Og wants to jump in.
We're going to have a TPK, and it's going to be because of 3 pink unicorns.
Unicorns.
Took your team down. 3 pink unicorns.
Just blood and sparkles everywhere.
Jubilost has his hand crossbow in his right hand. He is going to devise a stratagem against this fayish combatant A floating up near the ceiling, which he can see from there. Natural 1 on that.
Oh, no.
So he's got nothing. So what he's going to do is he's going to run into the room, and I can't even battle medicine Amiri because she's immune for 24 hours. Crap. He's going to be, he'll battle medicine Og, Junalinus, and Tompton that he's right next to. Go get him, buddy, he says. And he will pass that medicine check. I will give Og 2d8 HP back. And that's going to be 11. And then what he's going to do is, although he doesn't have to, and by the way, there's a remaster investigator. I have not remastered him yet. So there's some new options that remaster investigators have that I'm not utilizing right now. But one thing that a listener pointed out to me is that even though I don't have to use the devise my stratagem roll, I can't attack the creature I devised on. I can always improvise against another creature, which is what Jubilost is going to do. So he's going to shoot Unicorn B with his hand crossbow. Natural 19. That will, oh my God, he might have crit this thing. Yes, he does. He crits it.
Nice.
And he's going to do 5 damage to Unicorn B.
Oh boy.
He crit it.
Yeah.
Got it for 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Did that natural? I know it was on the devised stratagem. Does that natural 1 still? You get a fumble for that?
No, because he didn't attack.
no,
he just knew he would have fucked up. So No
Great
fumble.
fight. Why? Thanks for coming, Jubilast.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Big help.
Hey,
All right.
remember,
Well,
he's,
I was hoping he'd
yeah.
hit and, I'd get action economy boost, but, you still had actions? I'm sorry.
No, I don't think so. No, it's Combatant D's turn.
Oh, no, I was going right after Jubilost.
Oh, never mind. It's your turn.
Yeah, it's okay.
Whoopsie-daisy.
So, yeah, Og was hoping that he would get somebody off guard, but that didn't happen. So, not metagaming. I was going to do a Fey lore check, thinking these were Fey. So let me go ahead and roll one of these. See what I get. Ooh, natural 16 for a total of 30 for my Fey lore.
These are lurkers in light. Have you ever heard of a lurker in light there, gentlemen? I like these guys.
Donnie hasn't.
Lurker in light. These malicious and strange fae appear as fairies about 2 feet tall with insectile wings, large eyes, and bulbous heads. They slaughter and cause mischief in a pattern only their alien intellect understands, but they've been seen to take a particular umbrage against dwarves, gnomes, and creatures who live in darkness. With their grudges in pursuit of their own wicked and sadistic whims, lurkers in light deftly overturn the conventional wisdom that creatures associated with the light are benign and friendly. While lurkers in light are fey and have ties to the first world, these creatures are often found elsewhere in the great beyond. They are particularly fond of invading the shadow plane to bring light to those who dwell there, not to help, but to spread misery and pain amongst those to whom light is agonizing. Lurker and light, 5th level creatures. This is a tough fight, dudes. You crit, man. I'll give you a couple things. What do you want to know? You want abilities? You want saves? I got a lot.
Give me low save.
Okay, the low save on these guys is Fortitude.
Fort save, good.
Weak-bodied.
Nice. And then, give me any special abilities we should be aware of.
Well, I got a couple. Should I roll?
Yes.
Okay.
Evil light fairies that summon unicorns.
Evil light fairies that summon unicorns. Yeah. Okay, so they've got an ability called Blend with Light. Okay, it's a reaction. The trigger that allows them to use this reaction is that they use a move action.
Oh.
So if they move, they can then react to their own movement. The requirement to use this ability is that the lurker in light is in an area of bright light. If they move in an area of bright light, the effect, the lurker in light becomes invisible until it enters an area of dim light or darkness, or until it uses a hostile action. You understand now what's been going on. They have this like invisibility thing. They used a hostile action to summon these creatures. They are appearing, but Og, you know that the moment they fucking move, they go invisible again.
Yeah, so Og lets everybody know these guys are terrible fey assholes and they're going to disappear a lot. So if we've got anything that we can do to make them not be invisible, we should think about that. And that check was on A. So he will be off guard to me for 1 minute.
So he is.
And then let's see. Got the crossbow. Let's shoot. We're going to add study target. No, not study target. That's not right. Analyze weakness. And then
sure, through the doorway. So I have to give him some cover for that. In fact, he's kind of floating up to the ceiling. I might have botched this with Jubilost, but I think maybe Og might have to move in.
Oh, really?
I don't know, or at least stand in the door. I mean, what do you think? I mean, the doorway doesn't go up all the way to the ceiling,
that's true.
So I'm not sure you can.
Would I have been able to see him to even do that knowledge check?
Well, maybe we need to give you a move as a first action.
That's
knowledge check as a second.
That'll work. So yeah, he'll move into the room, then he'll do the knowledge check, and then he'll go ahead and he'll take shot at aim. He'll take off, analyze weakness.
Roll high.
I'm gonna try.
Please roll high. If you could kill
roll
us,
high.
That's the
cool.
plan, y'all. That is the plan. Come on, dice. Natural 13 for a total of 28.
That's nice.
Hit.
Yes. All right. With sneak attack damage, that is 18 points of damage.
Very nice.
Sweet.
Okay,
Nice.
so he's looking not super happy. This is also the one that Amiri plowed into a little bit. Good turn from Og. So Og, you're moved permanently in the order to be after Jubilost. Let me notate that for you.
Forever. You will always follow.
Forever. Lurker in Light D appears
What?
and begins casting.
Shit. We should have rested.
Lurker in Light D will cast Unicorn D.
Fuck.
And Unicorn D appears north of Og, Julianus, and Tompton. And Unicorn D is going to fucking try to horn Og. Yeah, man, I got you. I got you with that.
What is it?
31.
Yeah, that gets me.
Okay. D10 plus 4 plus a D4 of spirit damage.
Not my spirit.
7 damage total on that. Really trash roll.
Okay.
And then an agile hoof comes at you next there, sir. Another natural 19, man.
Oh,
I don't know
my
what to
God.
tell you. 27.
Just gets me.
Another 1 on the D8.
I'll take
So
that.
5 damage.
All right.
So a couple pitiful little hits on you.
Hey, add up. You know,
Dopey hits.
sorry, I don't mean to, but I'm just to give context for our listeners. This is a 6x6 room.
Yep.
And we now have 5 Fae, 5 unicorns, Eobald, and then we're starting to fill in the room. We are going to be shoulder to shoulder in this room.
This is a tight little room. It's a bit of a 3D combat. You got 3 lurkers in light flying above. You got 4 lurkers in light. You got 4 unicorns running around hoofing everybody in sight. I think you guys are going to have your work cut out for you next week. I wish you luck.
Oh, what?
I was not sure kind of how this was going to go. But I guess we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
You're going to leave us with this chaotic